We're now on part 2 of the context for training and development, that is strategic training. Why training is strategic? Because training can have both a direct and indirect impact on organizational success. Business strategy will help the training function, and the strategic impacts what gets trained, who gets training, and how much training is valued. And the role of training is evolving. Now, for the company to become strategic, we need to adopt a learning organization. This is the company that has an enhanced capacity to learn, adapt, and change. Carefully scrutinize and align training processes with company goals, and training as a part of a system designed to create human capital. Now, there are 4 steps of strategic training. We have the first one, identify the organization's business strategy, determine the strategic training initiatives, translate initiatives into concrete learning activities, and identify metrics and evaluate. Now, I want to show you the strategic process. Let me discuss it on the next slide. Identify business strategy. The first thing you should do is to determine the company's mission, then establish goals, perform a SWOT analysis that involves the strength, opportunities, weakness, and threats of your company, then determine a strategic choice. In formulating business strategy, you can see from the figure that it deals first with the mission. Why does the company exist? That it also involves goals, the company objectives. Then you can already formulate a strategic choice on how we will compete. We do strategies in order for our company to become competitive. We do also the external analysis that involves opportunities and threats, and then the internal analysis that involves strength and weaknesses. So that from that you could formulate any strategy that would make your company an advantage. Okay? Determine strategic initiatives is the next step of the process of strategic training. Learning related actions that the company should take to achieve its business strategy, and this is a roadmap to guide specific training activities. Here are the common strategic initiatives. Diversify the learning portfolio, expand who is trained, accelerate the pace of learning, improve customer service, capture and share knowledge, ensure the work environment supports learning and transfer of training. Third is translate initiatives to activities. The next step is to determine specific, concrete activities that align with strategic initiatives. Such activities will vary based on the initiatives that were developed. And last, identify metrics and evaluate. This is the final step to determine if training investment were successful. Strategic training evaluation is not intended to evaluate the effectiveness of an isolated program, but a set of training activities. And the business-related outcomes examined should be directly linked to strategy and goals. We need also to consider the organizational characteristics when it comes to making strategies. The roles of employees and managers, top management support, integration of business units, global presence, business conditions, other HRM practices, strategic value of jobs and employees' uniqueness, unionization, and of course, staff involvement. Now, what are the training needs in different strategies? For concentration strategy, skill currency and the development of the existing workforce. for internal growth strategy is the creation of new jobs and tasks, innovation, and talent management. We have also the external growth strategy that involves integration, redundancy, and restructuring. And this is investment strategy that involves efficiency. Now let's move on with the models of organizing the training department. You can use the centralized training or the corporate university model. We have also the business embedded function. Any of these will do. It depends on the type of training you'll be giving to your employees. Now, the change model perspective. For change-related problems needs to be addressed before the implementation of any new training practice. We have the resistance to change, loss of control, power imbalance, and task redefinition challenges. We need also to market training. Despite its value, some individuals may not necessarily value training. Training often needs to be marketed, so key constituents value learning. Internal marketing involves making employees and managers excited about training and learning. For internal marketing tactics, it involves the target audience, demonstrate how training can solve business problems, show examples of previous successes, and identify a champion who supports training. Then advertise through multiple channels. Speak in terms employees understand. Now, there are instances that the training is outsourced. The reasons is that for cost savings, time savings that allow a company to focus on business strategy, improvements in compliance with regulatory training, then lack of internal capability to meet learning demands, and of course, desire to access best training practices. Now, to be strategic, outsourcing may not necessarily be the solution. Be sure to consider the skill set in question, resources and expertise, desire for control, the quality of the potential vendor, and the importance of training in the organization. And that ends the topic on strategic training.